Yeah.
What's poppin', T-Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Couples Retreat Season 3, Episode 2 review. So this week's episode picks up exactly where we left off last week with Shamari and Ronnie having an argument because she doesn't think that she does anything wrong. At the point where she starts to realize that she doing a little bit too much, she was like, I need a minute just to think about stuff. Nah, your original answer is how you really, truly, honestly felt. Then we find out that Falynn says that she always has to initiate sex with Jalen now. And Jalen was like, when my finances ain't right, I ain't really in the mood to be doing all that. And that's understandable or whatever. I get that. But I don't understand what Falynn is holding on to at this point. I mean, it seems like she doesn't want to feel like she made a mistake or whatever. Like, she got out of her last situation, jumped into this one, got a baby by this man. And it's obvious that it seems to me like she searches for like love and validation and security through men. That's probably why she got so many kids. I don't know what happened in her childhood. I don't know if she has lack of family, but it seems like she's searching for like this family and she lacks love for herself. I think that she looks for love through men. And I think she needs to do a lot of healing with herself because she's a beautiful woman, beautiful. And to let that pipsqueak, that Steve Urkel treat her like that, child, get out of here. So Apollo says that in his relationship, they're dealing with emotional problems and control issues. AJ asks Bre-Z and her woman, like, what are their issues? And they basically acting like everything is peachy keen with them, ain't nothing going on, and everybody at this point is starting to feel like, well, why are y'all here if y'all relationship so perfect and y'all don't find anything wrong with each other? So AJ says that she had spotted Bre-Z on the elevator smoking, and she was like, well, maybe there's some health issues that's going on with them. So she asks Bre-Z's fiance how she feels about the fact that she smokes, and she tries to like, be vague with the answer. Was like, and she was like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel? And she was like, oh, I mean, I don't like it. And she was like, okay, thank you. But after AJ walked away, she goes on to tell Bre-Z that she didn't like how AJ was pressing her to give that answer, because she said that was something that she didn't even plan on addressing. But it's just like, if y'all come in here to get couples therapy, you have to voice what your concerns are instead of trying to come on television and act like y'all got the perfect relationship, because it's starting to give y'all only came on here to get another paycheck. I mean, like, what's the dealio? Okay. So later that night, Jalen says that he was upset that Falynn yelled at him in front of Jock and Bre-Z. He wanted to go to the casino with them, but he said that she yelled and was like, you ain't going nowhere. And, I guess he felt like she was trying to like sun him in front of everybody. And I mean, that is embarrassing for anybody to be yelled at, whether it's a man or a woman, in front of their friends and stuff like that. It's just awkward, and she didn't have to play it like that. You know what I'm saying? She could have put him to the side and was like, what's the deal or whatever. But it's obvious at this point she's trying to hold on to a relationship that is done and over with. So Shamari and Ronnie end up having a session with AJ alone, and she says that she feels like she lost herself and that she wants to get back to doing music and touring and all of those things. And over the years since she had their twins, it's just being her stuck at the house, taking care of, their family and their household while he gets to, tour throughout the year and live his dreams. And she says that she feels like she is not being heard. And she also says that when she does try to talk to Ronnie, that his attitude is very, very explosive. And he says that, that's something that he can and will work on. But like I said, I feel like it's more than her not being able to get out there and tour and stuff like that. I just feel like that lady like women. And I think that's the big problem between them two. So all the couples gathered to do a couples exercise with AJ and that Tony man or whatever. And Falynn is paired with Jock to talk, and they discuss the Portia and Simon situation. And she says that, we were cool. We met at my house like everybody saw on TV. And after that, she started coming over my house. She would call me and ask me to do business with her. She would call and ask if we were out partying because she wanted to hang out. And Jock was like, you don't feel betrayed? And she was like, hell yeah, it still hurts. And at this point, she realizes that she has healing to do, but says that Portia and Simon deserve each other and that they are snakes. And she said it felt good to be able to talk about the situation with somebody outside of her immediate friends and stuff. And I mean, we all know, and we've said it since it all went down, that Portia and Simon were trifling is I don't know what for doing what they did. And I mean, karma comes back to folks. It honestly comes back to folks, and ain't nothing good gonna come out of that situation. It's a wonder that Portia is still out here doing every reality show that she can do. She's up right now. She filmed this like astronaut themed reality show. Oh my God, the concept is just so dingy. But it's obvious like she trying to get to the bag, because I bet you all the things that the blogs were saying about Simon is true, that man ain't got money like that. And she got hoodwinked and swindled. But they absolutely did Falynn dead wrong. Dead wrong. Yeah. Nope. So Jalen and Kendra end up talking, and he asks her, is she embarrassed that she stayed with Jock? And she was like, absolutely. And I'm going to tell y'all about my feelings on Kendra in a minute. So Bre-Z and Falynn end up talking, and Falynn basically says she prefers being married because she basically don't want to be alone. And that goes back to, like I said, her having issues that go way deeper than just relationship stuff. So Bre even tells her that you basically doing the same thing you just did in your last relationship with a new person. Like, you trying to fill this void through these men, and it ain't working, love, and it ain't gonna work. So after the exercise, we see Jock and Kendra head back to their hotel room, and they're talking about what happened, during the exercise and everything. So they get back into the room and they sitting down, and Jock was like, sometimes I feel like you act like you ain't happy with me. And Kendra was like, sometimes I don't be happy with you. Jock was like, I'm constantly reminded that I'm quote unquote ain't shit. And Kendra was like, or that you don't take accountability. And Jock was like, I feel like you feel like I'm an embarrassment to you. And she said, sometimes the stuff you do is an embarrassment to me. You like to act like some of the stuff you put me through is normal. You can't make me feel like this stuff is normal. And Jock was like, well, first of all, calm down. And Kendra was like, I'm okay. And it's like, obviously you're not okay. You're screaming at the top of your lungs, making a fool out of yourself, because he talking to you as calm as can be, trying to have an adult conversation, and here you off popping at the mouth, doing all this yelling, hooping and hollering and stuff. And it's like, what is that accomplishing? Absolutely nothing. So Jock was like, you're not, because you're in, when she was saying she's okay, he was like, you're not, because you're not in real time. What the F have I did to you lately? And she was like, you gonna listen to me talk? And he was like, I ain't did an MF thing to you. What are you talking about? Like, I'm so mind effed right now. And Kendra was like, I'll step out and let y'all do the scene with him by himself talking to production. And he was like, okay, we'll do that. And so in his confessional, he was like, we've had this conversation. Everything is good. And then as soon as these cameras come on, it's like I'm not accountable no more. Basically saying she putting on for the cameras. And we all saw last season on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta that she likes the fakes for the cameras, when Bambi and Erica told her about the whole situation with old girl, and she tried to act like she had never known about it and known about this baby he supposedly had on her. And she's sitting up here doing all this boohoo crying, knowing dang on well she had been knew about all of it. So you can't even trust nothing that come out of Kendra's mouth. So Jock was like, I'm still trying to figure out why you did that whole charade, like putting on this act. And she was like, let's move the F on. He was like, who are you talking to? She was like, you, them, talking about production. So Jock was like, you're so unattractive right now. And she was like, I don't give a F you be. I could be by myself and be better. And so he walked into their room and locks the door and locks her out. And at this point, I need for Kendra to go lose herself. I need for her to go lose herself. For her to be so book smart, she is life dumb. She really honestly is, because I don't feel sorry for her. You married this man knowing that he allegedly had a baby on you and had cheated on you, and you still married him. Don't try to bring up all this stuff that he did before y'all got married and try to hold it over his head, because now the world knows about it and you feel stupid. Because if it hadn't have been exposed on the television, you wouldn't be doing all of this. You would not be doing all of this. So blame yourself. Don't blame him. You knew what you were getting into when you married him. So all of this hooping and hollering and screaming and accusing and pointing the finger and playing the victim, girl, go sit down. If you don't want to be with him, if you can be so better without him, divorce him and call it a day. Obviously, you still want to be there for whatever reason. I'm sick of her. I really, truly am sick of her. And I don't blame Jock. She is very unattractive with the way that she acts. Because it's like, girl, you supposed to be so sophisticated and, have some couth. And you the main one bobbing and weaving in your head and cussing and calling this man out his name and all this. Like, what is all that for? Because if he cuss you out, then he going to be dead wrong. Like, you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to talk to people. Like, girl, grow up. Please grow up. Please grow up. Overall, I'm going to give last night's episode of Couples Retreat, B-. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.